Sri Anil Jain sir, presently Chairman, National Dam Safety Authority. He has experience of 32 years in water sector. In all works of this water sources. He has worked in this code designing in Central Water Commission, and also he has experience of supervision of these construction projects in Bhutan. In Puna Siangsu 1. He has worked in this Ganga Flood Control Commission, looking after these flood management activities there also. And presently he is looking after this dam safety aspect of entire country. He successfully rehabilitated many failed dams. I can mention that this Garada Arden Dam that failed in Rajasthan, and he was instrumental in this we can say rebuilt of the dam. The dam was failed in 2010, and now it has been rehabilitated. And he was the first in CWC, or in the India. Using means he has rehabilitated the dam, given the idea utilizing this HDPE geomembrane, first time in India. So in Garada Arden Dam, now this dam has been initial filling has been started, and it got filled in 2022 itself. So he has many feathers in his cap, and he was a key player in the design of Koteshwar hydropower projects also. Gaduswar we are in Gujarat, Kilo project in Chhattisgarh, Pench project in Madhya Pradesh. All these projects are commissioned and running successfully now. He led teams for on-the-spot assessment for the failed Kaleshwar project in Telangana, and the project suffered due to GLOF event in Sikkim recently. As chief engineer design at Central Water Commission, he led the project implementation committee for the construction of 2 dam projects, namely Indroka and Bastawa in Rajasthan. He was in the technical advisory group of Ken Betwa link project and evolved the design of Dodhan Dam for tender purpose. He also led the team for design of Parban multipurpose dam and Isarda dam projects in Rajasthan. He played a key role in framing the guidelines for pump storage projects in India and IS ponds planning, construction and certification for Central Electricity Authority. Sri Anil Jain sir has various papers also presented in international conferences of DRIP and ICOD. And he is postgraduate. He is postgraduate from National University of Ireland, Galway in hydrology, and he has graduated in civil engineering from NIT Jaipur. So, and he also participated in climate change adaptation strategies conference held in Singapore in November 2016. Recently, he has delivered his paper in Tanzania. So welcome, sir. Now, sir, I request you to say a few words and then start the topic, sir.
So thank you, Chaskar Saab. Thank you, Mr. Das. And a very warm welcome to all the participants. Before I start my formal presentation, I request you all to keep your mic in mute status, and you can unmute them whenever you have query to ask me something, or in fact, we can have a session, as Mr. Chaskar said, after my presentation, we can have a question answer session. There you can ask one by one if you have any query. So, as already shared with you, that Dam Safety Act, which came in 2021. Let me share my PPT also with you. Select I hope it is visible to all of you.
It is visible, sir.
Okay.
Full screen.
Full screen?
Full screen is not coming, na? Sir, full screen कर दीजिए. हाँ.
Okay.
Now it's okay, sir.
Okay, okay. So let me share a brief history of events which actually led to enactment of Dam Safety Act. We all know the Machu Dam in Gujarat failed somewhere in 1979, which led to formation of a dam safety organization in Central Water Commission in 1979. And in 1982, central government constituted a standing committee under chairmanship of Chairman Central Water Commission to review the practices and evolve the uniform guidelines for the dam safety in the country. The committee gave its recommendation in 1986, and the recommendation was the need of formation of legislation on dam safety. 1987 government again revived that standing committee, and which named as National Committee on Dam Safety. And now in this NCDS, there was larger participation from the other stakeholders also. So in 2002, after the recommendation of the standing committee, central government presented a comprehensive draft on dam safety bill, and which was circulated among all the states for their comments. Many states advocated and supported a national level act to be passed by parliament. Following the recommendation of the state governments, in 2010, Dam Safety Bill was introduced in Lok Sabha on 30th August 2010, which was subsequently referred to Parliament Standing Committee on Water Resources for examination. The committee, Parliament Committee, gave many observations, and the Ministry of Water Resources decided to withdraw the bill so that they can modify it to large extent to incorporate all the comments offered by the Parliament Standing Committee. Accordingly, in 2018, a bill was again introduced in Parliament. However, bill could not pass due to dissolution of the 16th Lok Sabha. In 2019, again dam safety bill was introduced, and this time it was passed by Lok Sabha on August 2, 2019. And the same bill was passed by Rajya Sabha in 2nd December 2021. And on 30th December 2021, the President also gave its assent to the act, and hence this act came into force on 30th December 2021. After the enactment of the act, many things took place in the country, and this act is now playing, in fact, is a game changer in the field of dam safety in the country. So, what are the major provisions in Dam Safety Act? I will discuss you one by one throughout this presentation, and I will also discuss what action NDSA is taking with the help of state governments in the field of Dam Safety Act. As we all know, Dam Safety Act is primarily applies to a specified dam, and specified dam have been defined as those dams which are having height more than 15 meters. However, it is also applicable to those dams which are between 10 to 15 meter heights and fulfill certain design conditions, which includes crest of the length, discharging capacity of the project, its storage capacity, design, foundation condition, and special design condition if they have anything. The Act primarily advocates for surveillance, inspection, operation and maintenance of the dam for prevention of dam failure related to disasters. As we all know, any dam safety activity is 24/7 project. There is no any point where we can have afford to any lapses. So we have to be vigilant all the time. The Act also asks us to form institutional mechanism to ensure safe functioning and matters connected to incident thereto. It involves uniform dam safety procedure across the country. Even before the Dam Safety Act came into the place, all the state governments, they were having their some procedure of dam safety, but they were not uniform on pan-India basis. So after Dam Safety Act, its applicability, as I already discussed you, it has very clearly defined in unequivocal terms the ownership of the dams. Now there is no confusion. And it has assigned legal responsibilities to all dam owners to carry out the dam safety activity as suggested by NDSA or National Committee on Dam Safety. And it is applicable on pan-India basis. It is passed by under entry 56 of the constitutions. After the enactment of Act, the institutions like NDSA has come into place. And similarly, at a state level, state dam safety organization, there it has also come place. But above them, there is some bodies, committees have been enacted, like at central level, National Committee on Dam Safety, which is headed by the Chairman Central Water Commission and is supported by many central government agencies, state government agencies, and the private experts. And similarly, at the state level, we have the state committees on dam safety. And the important thing that has happened after Dam Safety Act is the formation of the Dam Safety Unit. Now, each dam owner has to create a dam safety unit for carrying out the inspection of the dam. I am happy to share with all of you that the maximum, in fact, all of the dam owners, they have created dam safety units for the inspection of the dam. However, dam safety units have been assigned to number of dams, considering the constraints of manpower and many other issues. However, those dam safety units now they are performing their duties and carrying out the inspections as assigned by the Dam Safety Act, and which are the pre-monsoon inspections, post-monsoon inspections, and at times special inspections also for the given conditions. Act also says uniformity and the guidelines. We have under the central government, under the DRIP program, have brought out many guidelines. About 13 guidelines are in place, which are available on the websites, which have laid down the uniform procedures of many safety plans, which we will discuss in further slides. And after the Act, now we have a uniform procedure of inspections. And we have set uniform questions, uniform responses, and most of the dam owners, they fill those inspection forms based on the visual inspections after carrying out certain observations by instruments at their dams. And we have about 19 regulations, out of which 17 regulations have been gazette notified, and 2 regulations are in the process of gazette notifications. These regulations, in fact, are the law in the country, and all the dam owners, state SDSOs, and even other private entities, they have to now follow the procedures which have been laid down in these regulations. Act also requires us to form a national level database of all the specified dams. Happy to share with you that now we have a very versatile database for registering all the dam safety, all the specified dams, and we call it at Dharma. Similarly, Act also asks us to classify our dams. After the inspections, after each inspections, dams are classified in 3 categories: category 3, category 2, and category 1. Category 3 are those categories which requires minimal maintenance work or rehabilitation works, and which we can say that they are in much better shape, much better conditions. Category 2 are those in which after inspections, dam safety units or any other agency who is doing inspection, they find out that the dam requires certain major rehabilitation works. However, the safety is dam is not on the verge of catastrophic failure, but it requires immediate attention. And there's another category, category 1, which is the most alarming category where we require immediate actions. And I keep on saying to all dam owners to cut short their procedures for assigning the requisite funds to carrying out those maintenance work in category 1 dams, and they should attend those dams immediately once they wants us to classify our dam based on hazard potential. Hazard potential is the total consequences which can occur if a dam is were to fail. If dam fails, what kind of hazard potentials consequences can occur? Based on that, we have to define our dams, and for this we have we have published one regulation also, which is about to notified, and we have a guidelines also. Based on this, we are defining our dams in 4 categories. I will discuss about that in my subsequent slides. Act also requires every dam owners to carry out comprehensive dam safety evaluations. And comprehensive dam safety evaluations are much different than our usual inspections which we carry out before monsoon or post monsoon. The comprehensive safety evaluations require many elaborate analysis, investigations, redesigning, and evaluation of dam safety plans. And ministry has already formulated a procedure which I will also discuss in my subsequent slides. And there is a risk assessment also. We all know risk in our subconscious mind, and in fact we use risk as a tool in our day-to-day life to carry out many activity, to compare many situations, to take decisions on our personal life. And so, however, when we formally we need to apply risk in carrying out our decisions on many projects, it becomes a little bit difficult. More elaborate procedures are required for risk assessment. As ownership, if we just this slide explains you how our ownership is distributed. States are having maximum chunk of the dams in their kitty. We can say about 90, more than 95% dams are in the hands of the state governments. And so whosoever represent the state government in the state becomes the owner of the dam, specified dam, and all the legal obligations are also applies to him. And Similarly, we have in CPSUs, they also own certain dams. Certain dams are in the hands of private entity, and certain dams are in central government, owned by MES, railways, and even the Ministry of Water Resources, but a very few dams. Act demands us to prepare safety plans. We always, whenever we see we have to safeguard our any project, we always deploy some certain safety plans. Suppose if we are living in a society, if we want to safeguard ourselves from the fire hazards, we always deploy certain safety plans in the form of, say, at homes we have certain sprinkler system, or at society level we have certain fire hydrants, or we have some alarm system, or then we have some system where we inform the fire departments to protect us from the safety hazard, fire hazards. Similarly, for dam safety, we also have certain safety plans in which the first thing which we always place instruments in the dams, which gives us uh, health status, how internally our dams is behaving. So those instruments give us certain data, certain parameters. Based on our limits, based on our design parameters, we can visualize, or we can fix the status of the dam health. Similarly, flood forecasting is also very important. Safety plans act ask us, or oblige, we have an obligation to have a flood forecasting system for each dam. If we have a proper flood forecasting system, then we can operate our reservoirs in much better way, because then we know beforehand what kind of amount of flood we are expecting in our reservoirs, and what is our best way to operate the reservoir to meet out that in ensuing flood. So I keep on saying all dam owners that please have a proper flood forecasting system for your dam. Nowadays, though flood forecasting is a specialized art, but it is not. It is no more a rocket science. Many free tools are available, um, which we can use now. Free for rainfall forecasting system is also available. IMD also is giving forecast, 1 day forecast, 3 day forecast, even 7 day forecast. Even those forecasts are available freely now through various tools. So we can have some kind of rainfall runoff forecasting system for which models are available, machine tools are available, and we need, and if you need certain trainings, then those trainings are also available through our National Water Academy, Pune, and our Center of Excellence, which we have established under the DRIP, IIT Roorkee, IISc Bangalore, MNIT Jaipur. Those centers, and in due course, in coming time, we will also establish more centers like this, which can give you training in these areas. Early warning systems are very handy in case where our projects are lying in first in the basin or in Himalayan regions, where there is a possibility of um, GLOF, that is glacial lake outburst floods, or even landslide floods. So if we have early warning system, then it can be very handy. We can save, we can operate our reservoirs safely, and we can save many lives in the event of any catastrophe. So there are sensors, and I think for the GLOF, our NDMA and state disaster authorities, they are also working with the state governments, with the dam owners, and have an elaborate plan of installing sensors for the GLOF. And I am aware that NHPC and many other CPSUs organizations, they have placed many early warning water level system which can forewarn them, and they have established one centralized control room where they inform all these informations, and then they disseminate those information to dam operators or public at the downstream stakeholders at the downstream of the project, and take proper actions for the ensuing. O&M, I want to share with you that we have a guideline available for preparation of manuals, operation and maintenance manual. And this is very important because ultimately what we want to have, we want to operate our reservoir successfully so that our structure remains safe, as well as population at downstream and establishment at downstream, as well as environment, they all remain safe. So having a well let down operation and maintenance procedure is must for safety. And preparation of O&M manual, though, is a legal obligation, but you can because in our country we have more than 80% dams are ungated, and preparation of O&M manual for ungated dams, ungated structures is not a very lengthy procedures. Based on certain parameters, very easily one can prepare O&M manual. For the gated structure where we need to establish rule curves, we need to take care of many other demands also. Detailed procedure for preparation of O&M manual is available in those guidelines. I request all the dam owners, SDSOs, to kindly pursue with the dam owners for preparation of O&M manual. And once we have a preparation of O&M manual, available O&M manual, then anybody who's operating, there will be no confusion, because then everybody knows at what level, at what point of time, how to operate the reservoir. Similarly, emergency action plan, I think, is a must for any safety procedure, safety plans, because it involves local administration, it involves local disaster authorities, national disaster authorities, and we can prepare emergency action plan for various scenarios. The worst scenario is the event of dam breach. If dam breaches, what kind of inundation would take place? Then we can inform the administrative authorities, disaster authorities to take proper action. Similarly, we can prepare emergency action plan for very severe floods also. Yes. Am I audible? Am I visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we
Sir,
can prepare.
Slide
Yes.
is not moving, sir. Slide is, have you
No, no,
moved?
I am still on this slide only.
Okay, okay, sir.
So emergency action plan can be prepared for various scenarios. Like
नहीं वैसे नहीं हूँ जैसे
I-
मैंने कहा मैं दे रहा हूँ ना भाई नहीं
I
तो ठाकुर राव
I request all the participants to kindly mute yourself so that other can enjoy this discussion. Thank you very much. Please mute yourself.
पैंट ऊंचो कर लो थोड़ा
ठीक है. Mr. Rajendra Akhvi, please mute yourself.
म्यूट हुआ सबका.
हाँ.
Sir, no, all are muted. Means
Okay.
we'll open it later on.
Thank you. So, as I was discussing, emergency action plan is to be prepared for various scenarios. It includes dam breach conditions. It may include severe floods, like what happens in case of, say, GLOF event comes. It can include PMF condition, SPF condition, 1 in 100 flood condition. Based on your type of the project, based on the downstream scenarios, We need to prepare EAP. We need to update it timely. We need to share it with administrative authorities. We need to share it with disaster authorities. We need to have updated contact information of stakeholders. We need to demarcate downstream areas which are likely to flood in various kind of hazards. As Act says, we need to have National Dam Safety Authority needs to create a national level database, and for which we have created a portal which we have named Dharma, which is available. And I am happy to say that many states they have registered almost all dams in Dharma portal, and they are also fulfilling many other parameters of their structure in the Dharma portal. This is the login page of Dharma portal where one can access information on national level as well as the state level. If you click any state, the number of specified dam in that state will occur. And if you click any icon of any project, then you can have some minimum information like the project identification code, storage capacity, dam name, river name, and so many other information. And on the right hand side, we have classified dams in as per total storage, live storage, gross storage. We have age-wise distribution of the dams also, and we have height-wise distribution of the dams. This information is available on public domain. So I keep on requesting all the dam owners to kindly fulfill the correct information in the Dharma portal so that correct information is disseminated to public. Otherwise, somebody can point out mistake that the right information is not available. And if you have database, this database have many other information, like you can have health status of dam, a specified dam, which you have categorized after each inspection, like pre-monsoon inspection, post-monsoon inspections. You can put many designs, drawings, and many other features in Dharma portal. As on date, we have about 6,591 specified dams registered with us, and we are requesting all the dam owners to kindly fulfill the correct information about their registered dam into the Dharma portal so that we have correct information. Even their bosses, the senior level officers, they have access to this portal, and they will come to know the project specification status immediately just by clicking on the Dharma portal. After the enactment of the Dam Safety Act, our dam safety procedure is shifting from deterministic to risk-based information. In deterministic approach, we think we know all the hazards deterministically. We think we know all the material properties deterministically. So we design our project for, say, any hydraulic loading condition. Then we think that we know it deterministically very well. We know the earthquake hazard deterministically. We know the foundation properties deterministically. And based on that, based on the standard available, design standards available, we design our project and we evaluate it based on the factor of safety prescribed in our design standards. This technique has worked very well, but however, in day-to-day operation, many things take place which our this deterministic procedure cannot evaluate, like internal erosion, potential of internal erosion in an earthen dam, potential of sliding, which due to occurring of many factors like activation of any sliding plane in the foundation, human factors where we fail to operate our gates and which may lead to safety hazards. So world over, all the leading countries, all the established countries they are now shifting from risk-based from deterministic approach to risk-based approach. It is in fact all the infrastructure projects for many long times, since long times they are using uh, or employing the risk-based approach in determining the safety of their structures. Now dam safety is also in the domain of risk-based approach. So risk, what is risk? Risk is in day-to-day life, we always use risk when we want to evaluate our own many situation in our personal life, in our other walk of life. We use risk as to evaluate different conditions. So risk we can define as potential of loss subject to occurring of any accident. So risk is two components: likelihood of accident, and if accident happens, then consequences. So mathematically, as I already discussed you, risk is consists of two components. If we want, for safety purpose, we can say for two purposes. Otherwise, there is one more component of occurring of hazard also. And so, as I discussed you, evaluation of risk in day-to-day life where we assign proxies is very easy. Like if we want to compare two situations where we need to take a decisions, say in a peak hour, peak traffic hours, if one really want to reach in a very important meeting in scheduled time, then if one takes a decision whether I go by metro or whether I go by road by taking car, then one evaluates subconsciously the risk involved in these two decisions and the consequences missing of that event. So we evaluate our many decisions based on risk. However, when we want to take a decisions for a project involving many uh, loss of life at large scales, loss of infrastructures, loss of environment, or failure of a large infrastructures like dams, then evaluating or estimating the risk is a very time consuming process which requires a lot of inputs, lot of data, and it requires a specialized knowledge, and it all these two things requires time, requires a lot of cost. So estimating of likelihood of a failure uh, is a complex task. Similarly, I have already discussed hazard potential. Probably my network was working at that time. So hazard potential we define as in case of dam safety are the consequences if dam is to fail. And this hazard potential is defined based on the point index. Like we define our based on our air quality conditions. Everybody, every day we read in newspaper that this is the air quality index. So this is the condition of it's poor, good, dangerous, very dangerous. Similarly, based on point index, if it is less than 300, our classification of dam is class 1 and class 2, which requires minimal or moderate hazards. Then if its point index is between 300 to 600, then it is class 3. And if it is more than class 4, then more loss of life. How we define this hazard index? This index is defined on 4 parameters: capital value of the project, potential for loss of life, potential for property damage, potential for environment, and cultural impact. We assign all these parameters certain values, certain points, and we uh, uh, sum up all these points, and then we develop a point index. Based on that point index, we define our dam. There is a guideline available on estimating the hazard potential, and one can very easily do this hazard potential estimate if the dam break analysis is available, and the information about the consequences, the data needed for the consequences, like the population distribution downstream side, layers are available freely. Layers for our infrastructure, like roads, factories, nuclear power plants, many other plants, those layers are also available. So based on that, we can define the hazard potential index. So for estimating a risk assessment of any dams, detailed dam safety requirements are huge. It requires many experts of different domains. As we all know, dams requires, it deals with many domains: geology, hydrology, hydraulics, soil, concrete, material properties, and then your GIS information. So many experts are required if you really want to go for the detailed dam safety procedure. And based on condition of the project, one may need specialized investigations, which are again time consuming and requires specialized agencies also. Then after having the revised design parameters, designed hydraulic loads, there may be a condition where you need to design again, you need to reevaluate the design done previously, and for that you need a specialized design team. And our world over, the people have estimated that the detailed design analysis may take for each dam between 1 to 2 years. So we in this country, we have limited financial resources, we have limited experts available in the country, and our portfolio is huge. We are third largest dam owning country in the world after United States and China. So we are having a huge portfolio. So if we are going to do detailed dam safety procedure for each and every specified dam, this is going to take many years. So many true quantitative risk assessment is going to take many years. And so what we have decided, in consultation with the World Bank experts, in seeing the practices adopted by the other developed countries like United States, Russia, Switzerland, many other countries, the ministry has decided that we are going to have 3 layers detailed design analysis, which we can call comprehensive dam safety evaluation also. And it involves qualitative assessment. In qualitative assessment will be subjected to full portfolio. Each and every dam of the specified dam of the country will be subjected to qualitative assessment. As on that, right now that exercise is going on. I will discuss that also. What is qualitative full? After qualitative assessment on the entire portfolio, we will screen dam based on certain procedure for the semi-quantitative risk assessment, where we will be evaluating various potential failure modes, PFMAs, and what is a potential failure mode? Potential failure mode is, it starts with certain events and which leads to failure, and which this entire procedure, which we divide into certain small steps, and which we evaluate what is the risk involved in that PFMA. So there could be a number of PFMAs involved. We assess all these, and after assessment, we find out the credible PFMA, potential failure mode, and for that PFMA, again, we evaluate the likelihood of or risk involved in that PFMA. So with this exercise, we again screen them, and those screen them after SQRA, they will be subjected to detailed design analysis, which I said each dam could take about 1 to 2 years. So we will be having a small number of dams which will be going for the detailed analysis. And in this way we will manage our limited resources, limited expertise available in dam safety. So what is qualitative assessment, which exercise right now is going on in the country? As I already say you, that risk is component of likelihood of failure, and as well as the consequences. So in our qualitative assessment, we are developing a risk index, and this risk index will be subjected to two indexes: fragility index and potential impact index. Fragility index represents our potential likelihood of failure, and similarly consequences are represented by the potential impact. So for developing this fragility index and the potential index, we assign certain proxies number, and these proxies number are used to evaluate the likelihood of failure as well as the consequences. So risk index is mathematically product of fragility index as well as the potential impact index. Again, fragility index consists of uh, three parts: technical conditions, existing conditions, and safety plans. So all these three indices, they govern, they control the fragility or of the structure or likelihood of failure. And similarly, potential impact is also assessed by three subcategories: population at risk, environmental impact, and social impact. So what happens, the proxies number or weightage to all these subcategories, they have been assigned by experts based on their knowledge, understanding of the failures of the dams world over. So our common sense says that for the failure of a structural failure of a dam, out of these three conditions: technical condition, existing condition, and safety plans, safety condition should be given more weightage, existing condition, because ultimately immediately they govern the structural integrity of the project. Technical conditions, they deals with the design parameters, and the safety plans, they deal with the I already discussed what are the safety plans, like dam break analysis, emergency action plans, availability of the instruments. uh, those governs the safety plans. So if you have a safety plans, you can reduce the consequences occurring on account of fragility index. Similarly, in potential impact, the most important parameters is the human life, population at risk. This has been given the maximum weightage. Then we have a environmental impact, and we have a social impact. They have also been assigned certain weightages. So what happens in this entire exercise? We have assigned we have like here I will discuss you what is in technical characteristic. Technical characteristics deals with the design parameters, the stage at which the dam was designed, and if dam age is, say, what is the age, today's age, because by it is presumed that after certain point of time the whatever age related issues are concerned, they get settled out, and after 6 7 years they almost their age related issues get nullified, and unless and until we create certain external conditions which may affect the structural integrity of the project. What was the inflow design flood at the time of design, seismic design values, the seismic design parameters, glove conditions, landslide conditions, expected sedimentation properties, length of the projects, conduits provided, filters, foundation abutments. So these eight categories which consist the technical characteristics. Each category has been assigned certain weightage, which sums up, gives you the technical characteristic parameters. Similarly, for the existing conditions, which are most important conditions, where we design what is the today's uh, seismic resistance of the structures. So today's seismic resistance structures can be evaluated if certain seismic parameters, seismic value have been changed by the design standards, or there is some occurrence of certain events, earthquake events, which force us to evaluate the or which due to which design seismic resistance parameters have gone under changes. Similarly, what is the available flow discharge capacity of our spillway as on date? The discharge spillway capacity might change due to certain development both at the upstream with the project itself and the downstream conditions. Similarly, what is the condition of the flow discharge equipments? What kind of our design, our gates are in what conditions? So those equipments which are actually discharging the flood, and what is their condition? Similarly, the backup power available. At times we have seen recently during this monsoon itself, our one of dams in the hands of the private entity, it failed because they couldn't operate the gates in time, and due to which overtopping took place, and they suffered huge losses of their dam powerhouse, dam to powerhouse. Their urgent dam, due to overtopping, get eroded. So all these conditions affect our structural integrity, and we assign certain weightage. Access to the site also becomes very important. There may be a condition where you may not access to operate the gates. So because of conditions, what are the conditions of concrete? If it is a concrete dam, spillway structures, masonry structures, embankment structures. So the conditions, current conditions, govern the fragility of the condition. Similarly, the safety plans, they also play a very important role in operating our dams and controlling the consequences. Similarly, potential impact, already discussed with you these three parameters. So we assigned to fragility index 500 proxy points. Similarly, potential impact, we assigned 500 proxy points. And if you see the distributions, the design technical characteristics which deals with the design, they have been assigned 104 points, and the existing condition, they have been assigned 328. Safety plans, they have been assigned 68. You might be wondering why they have been at such a odd numbers, why no the some even numbers are like 104, 328. As I said, they have been developed by through proper statistical analysis by the experts, and based on those statistical analysis, these weights have been arrived. Similarly, for the potential index, the population at risk, it has been given much higher number, 375 out of 500. And similarly, environmental impact and the social impact. So if we get these numbers, the maximum possible risk is risk index is 250,000. So higher the score, higher the importance of the structure as far as the risk is concerned. So this is about the stage one exercise, where we do the qualitative exercise. And for employing this screen, we have developed a tool. Right now, this tool is available in the form of Excel sheet. Soon we are going to launch a tool which will be web-based tool. So that web-based tool will help us in disseminating information or carrying out the corrections in easy format. And states, we have trained many states, almost all the states, in this tool, and states have developed their own expertise, and states are responding very enthusiastically. And during this process of last 3-4 months, where we devoted maximum time in developing the tool, in disseminating the many information, or developing the capacity in this, utilizing in these tools, or understanding many other provisions of the Dam Safety Act. So in last 3-4 months, states have performed or participated very encouragingly, and we have almost done about 900 dams, for which we are doing quality management exercise of all these submitted results with us. And we have requesting all the states to form a quality management groups within their own states, which will again will look after the analysis done by the dam safety units or dam owners. And many states, they have formed their own quality management core group within their states. And what we'll do after this whole exercise, we have developed a heat map, where we have developed a heat map to prioritize our dams, like all these dam and this what you call magenta or orange brown color. All these are categorized as high and very high dams. This is right now, this is a draft scheme. We are still fine tuning this entire heat map, and we'll be able to fine tune it after we will be getting more results. So on the vertical axis, we have this fragility index. On the horizontal axis, we have the potential index, and based on the score on these two indices, we will plot the dam, and based on the location of the dam, that will be screened for the semi-quantitative risk analysis. And this for this entire potential impact analysis, as I already mentioned you, there is a very important parameters, population at risk, which we need to evaluate. And right now, for this qualitative exercise, we only need broad-based population at risk, and we need to do a simplified dam break analysis. And we are developing a tool which will carry out simplified dam break analysis. We have, with the help of that tool, we'll be able to estimate the broad-based population at risk, and that data we will fill, because right now this data is not available with the dam owners, with the state governments, with the CPSUs very correctly. So we'll be estimating this population at risk tool with the available tool which we are developing with the help of the CDAC. So after that, those dams which are screened at this stage, they will be subjected to quantitative risk analysis. And I have already discussed with you that during this semi-quantitative risk analysis, we will be evaluating various uh, potential failure modes which are developed during this quantitative risk analysis. For example, if we deal with say many parameters, say if we for each dam we find that in particular uh, scheme dam has got more highest scores, like say available flow discharging capacity, means its discharging capacity has gone down. So this becomes a potential failure mode. In case of design failure comes, how this spillway will behave. So we will evaluate all these conditions, and if you have a proper safety plan, then if you operate your dam properly, say if it is a gated structures and you know the available flow discharging capacity is less, then you can have a operating system where you will bring out a reservoir level at much lower level, so that you can handle this incoming flow, incoming flood better. So similarly, based on various scores, various potential failure modes can be developed, and each potential failure mode will be discussed in detail with the help of persons who are involved in operation and maintenance, with the design team, local design team, and credibility of each potential failure mode will be discussed and established, and for each that credible failure potential failure modes, probability of likelihood of failure will be discussed through event tree diagrams. Event tree diagrams is a very handy tool where we develop various events, triggering events, and we reach to final outcome. And during that entire procedure, we assign certain logical tree in which either we say it fails or we say it doesn't fail, and we assign certain probabilities to each conditions, and we take probability of the triggering events. So finally, for each potential failure mode, we will be able to develop a likely likelihood of failure of the structure for the credible potential failure modes. So after evaluating these two parameters, likelihood as well as the consequences, we will again developing a heat map, and we will be again categorize them, screen them for the detailed analysis. So this scheme will be following. So any success of any project or any act, any scheme depends on success of its outcome. So Dam Safety Act success will depend if we implement the necessary provisions of the Dam Safety Act, like developing a dam safety plans. If we able to develop proper dam safety plans, will be fulfilling the Dam Safety Act provisions. Similarly, if we define or develop the institutions, then it will be a success. If we develop a culture within our unit for the dam safety, then this will become a success of the project. So Dam Safety Act success will depends on its owners, those who are to fulfill the act provisions. Though there are legal provisions to implement those um, um, clauses of the act, but Right now, we are disseminating information. We are in the phase of developing the capacity. We are treating our all states as our partners, and I'm happy to say that the states are responding very well. So, with the partnership of the states, with the partnership of the dam owners, I believe that we will be successfully able to implement all the clauses of Dam Safety Act, and we do not want to frame any dam owners, any SDSO to see them on the other side of the law, because Dam Safety Act provisions, Dam Safety Act regulations are law in
I think जैन साहब की आवाज डिस्कनेक्ट हो गई है.
जी जैन साहब की चलिए.
He's connected, but probably there is some issue which is microphone. जैन साहब आपकी आवाज बीच में डिस्कनेक्ट हो गई है. थोड़ा सा चेक कर लीजिएगा. I will call in his office also. Kindly hold. अभी प्रेजेंटेशन कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ है.
सर वॉइस आपकी चली गई है. आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है सर. जी अभी जी
और प्रेजेंटेशन भी उनका अभी विजिबल नहीं है. शेयर
और प्रेजेंटेशन भी नहीं विजिबल है सर अभी. हेलो.
ऑल आर रिक्वेस्टेड टू प्लीज स्टैंड बाय. आप ऑनलाइन ही रहिएगा. फिर से शुरू होगा. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट पे जैन साहब बात कर रहे हैं.
And after this lecture is over, we'll have a question answer session also. Means कई questions इसमें लिख रहे हैं chat box में लोग. But we'll allow it after this lecture is over to avoid some disturbance.
Yes. और मेरी ये रिक्वेस्ट रहेगी कि आप चैट बॉक्स में अगर क्वेश्चन अभी डाल कर रखेंगे तो भी चलेगा, ताकि जो चैट बॉक्स में जो क्वेश्चन आए हैं जैन साहब सबसे पहले उनका रिप्लाई करेंगे और फिर जो बाकी बचे हुए क्वेश्चंस हैं उनको हम चांस देंगे.
ठीक.
तो टू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन पोस्ट फॉर जैन साहब, आप प्लीज चैट बॉक्स में इसको टाइप करके रखिएगा, ताकि जैसे ही उनका प्रेजेंटेशन खत्म हो जाएगा ही विल बी referring to those questions and he will answer those questions. It's still connected. जैन साहब अभी connected है, लेकिन कुछ उनके ऑडियो में इशू है प्रॉब्ली. We are really happy that today we have so many officers from different states and stakeholders joining for this webinar. We have more than 450 participants for today's webinar. The webinar is going on very well. Jain Saab is discussing about various nuances of the Dam Safety Act, but we have a slight disruption. He will join again. So please please remain connected and we will resume the webinar shortly. In the meantime, if you have any question, please type the question in the chat box and submit it so that after the presentation, those questions can be taken up immediately. Mr. Abdul Rahman is saying, can you share the PPT? Rahman ji, we will be sharing the PPT, certainly. All the PPTs that are going to be delivered in this webinar series, we will share the copy of it. Certainly we'll share. Mohammed Zabir is also asking, can we share the PPT? Yes, we are going to share it.
तो हाँ जी सर सर
Those officers who need a copy of the presentation, please be sure that you have registered on the Google registration link, because through that we get your email ID and we can share the material with you. Okay, so it's very important that all the participants they may register on the link that we have provided. We will again share the link so that whenever we have to send you a copy of the presentation or some additional material, we will be sharing it through your email ID. Okay, so the registration link, I will share it once again for the benefit of all of you.
Am I audible now? Am I audible, Chaskar sir?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
you are audible. Yes, sir.
Okay. So probably I was on my last slide where I was discussing about the heat map, which we are going to develop after this quantitative risk screening exercise. Did I discuss, Chaskar sir, this?
Yeah, you was on the last slide only, but you can again,
Okay.
from the point where you was 10 minutes back.
Yes, sir. Surely. So as I was saying that we have assigned 500 proxies to both fragility index as well as potential index, and the weights have been assigned to technical characteristics, existing conditions, and safety plans. So one can see that existing conditions have been given maximum weightage, and similarly for the potential index, maximum weightage has been given to population at risk. And these weightage have been estimated by proper statistical analysis. So that's why they are not the regular numbers. They are something odd numbers like 104, 328, 68. So after having these numbers or indices available, fragility index and as well as the potential index, we will put things in we'll develop a heat map where on the vertical axis we have a fragility index, on a horizontal index axis we have a potential index, and based on the score, each dam is scoring on for FI as well as PI, its position. It will be classified as very high, high, low, and low risk and moderate risk. So those dams which are high and very high, this plan is still in the draft stage. We are still fine tuning it, and fine tuning will be possible when we'll get more score for both PII as well as FI. Right now, this PI score is not readily available because most of the dam owners, they don't have the score available on the risk number of livelihoods, population at risk. So for that, we are helping all the dam owners, because for this kind of exercise, you need this broad-based population at risk. And for that, we are developing a tool with the help of CDEC, where we will do the simplified dam break analysis, and based on the developed inundation map, will calculate the broad-based population at risk. So that number will be sharing with the each dam owners, or we will be putting it our own in the web-based tool, so that then we'll be having the exact number of FI as well as PI. And after that, we will start screening of the dams. For those dams, screen dams will be subjected to SQRA, semi-quantitative risk assessment. In SQRA, we'll be developing various potential failure modes, and each potential failure modes will be discussed in detail with in consultation of the operation and maintenance personals, design personals available at the dam site, and the credibility of each potential failure modes will be established. And for that established credible potential failure modes, its probability likelihood of failure will be assessed through event tree exercise. Event tree exercise is a well-established technique in the field of risk-based analysis. In the event tree analysis, we have triggering events, and these triggering events pass through various safety plans, various stages, and ultimately it leads to us some outcomes. So at each stages, there could be two logical outcomes: either that safety plans works or it doesn't work. So we assign based on the information, background information available, probability to each logical outcomes, and through event true, ultimately we are able to estimate the final likelihood of failure of the project for that credible potential failure modes. And then again, we'll be developing another heat map, which will again screen dams for the detailed analysis. And we have already discussed that the detailed analysis might take many years, and it say 1 to 2 years, and it requires many experts, many specialized testing, and it may require re-evaluation of the earlier designs also. So right now we are in the stage of doing the tier 1 exercise, where we are doing this qualitative exercise, and subsequently we'll be doing the SQRA and detailed analysis. So this is right now we are doing that. And what I wanted to share is that the success of Dam Safety Act depends on success on outcomes which the Dam Safety Act requires in the field of dam safety plans, in the field of operation of the dam, its safety management through its designing procedures. So we will be able to do this. The success of Dam Safety Act will depends on our performance of the dam safety owners, states. As on date, our states are acting as our partners, and they are encouragingly taking participate in all the activities which NDSA is prescribing. They have started doing the registration of the dams. Though there are legal provisions also in the Act, but at this stage, we do not want any dam owners to fall in ambit of that legal provisions, because they all are participating very well and doing exercise. Right now, we are in very initial stage where we are developing the capacity of our dam owners, states, and many others, as well as also developing our own teams capacity building exercise. And that's why this webinar is taking place. And I hope through participating in this webinar through all 15 days, where they have assigned about 15 courses, that will be very helpful in developing the capacity building. With that, I rest my case. Thank you. So, Das, now floor is open.
इसको अनम्यूट कर दीजिए. Sir, now we'll take some questions. They have put it in this chat box also. So can I read, sir, the questions
Yes,
came
yes,
in chat box?
Please, yes, please, go ahead.
Sir, I'm starting it. Mohammad Rafiq Gojre. He has asked what will happen to early warning system when the same technical. Acha, oh no, that was the other thing. That was not related, sir. Raghutam Katti, he is asking, in Dharma portal, can we get the information related to materials used for the dam or embankment like homogeneous or zoned embankment, etc.?
Right now, we have a engineering forms we have developed where we are right now capturing the essential parameters related to layout of the project. But definitely we can have those parameters, design parameters, if desired, can be placed there. Otherwise, there is a document folder where you can place all the parameters which were used in the design, or even after design during operation stage, if you have done some testing, any other evaluation process, you can put all those reports in document folder. So that will be readily available.
So Mr. Raghuram Katti is available right now. Are you listening? I hope. इसमें है क्या देखिए तो Shri Raghuram Kattu ji, have you listened to all the sir has answered?
Yes, sir, but where we'll get that information, sir?
Which
Where
information?
we'll get the document folder, sir?
You see, the Dharma portal is not accessible to public. It is accessible to only the authorized users, which are SDSOs, which are dam owners, which are the administrators. So public can always ask information from the dam owners directly.
Sir, means one Sri RK has raised the hands. So Mr. RK, you can ask your questions. I mute कर दिया क्या हमने सब?
Sir,
Yeah.
now am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
RKDE.
Sir,
RK.
where will I get the document folder?
Okay. अपना वर्ड का फाइल का
Chat.
कहाँ?
Yeah. What?
What are the limitations of FI and PI for a specified dam? That is the question from Mr. RK. FI and PI for a specified dam.
Sir, please, can you repeat once again, sir?
Means your question. No, have you any questions to ask?
If you are available, kindly ask
Can you
directly.
question directly, you can ask questions.
Sir, where will I
Jain
get?
sir, मेरी request रहेगी क्योंकि there are many questions in the chat box और whenever we ask the people to speak, कभी वो connection होता है नहीं होता है, तो अगर आप chat box में देखेंगे तो आपको बहुत सारे questions दिखाई देंगे वहाँ पे, तो one by one you can answer those questions first. आप please आपका chat box open करिए, chat box में बहुत सारे questions है. So many times what happens कि audio ठीक से नहीं आता है लोगों का या उनका microphone on नहीं होता है, तो मैंने उनको request किया था कि chat box पे questions डालने के लिए, तो अगर आप chat box में देखेंगे तो काफी questions है.
Yeah. Okay. So let me start from the top.
हाँ, और शुरुआत से जैसे 12 बजे से आई थिंक द क्वेश्चंस हैव स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम 12 o'clock. अगर 12 बजे का अगर आप चार्ट देखेंगे, आई थिंक द फर्स्ट दिस थिंग इज धर्मा पोर्टल के बारे में है. व्हाट इज द रोल ऑफ जियोलॉजिस्ट इन डैम सेफ्टी, वो एक क्वेश्चन है.
Okay. Sir, in Dharma
देखिए-
portal, can we get the information related to
हाँ,
material?
वहाँ से शुरू कर सकते हैं, वहां से शुरू कर सकते हैं.
Which I have already answered.
ओके ओके.
So, and the next question is, what is the role of geologist in dam safety? Geologist role is tremendous in dam safety because ultimately,
प्लीज अनम्यूट योर प्लीज अनम्यूट. कुछ लोगों का आवाज आ रहा है, कृपया आपका अनम्यूट करें. सॉरी म्यूट करें, म्यूट करें. आप लोगों का आवाज आ रही है. हाँ जन साहब, यू कैन गो अहेड.
so geologist plays a vital role in disseminating the likely hazards. Like if you have a landslide, possibility of landslides very near to your dam structure, which have potential to block your spillways or intake tunnels, then geologists can always look into that issue. Similarly, foundation issues are also dealt by geologists. And if even the glove situation is there, then what could be the triggering events, triggering reasons for the glove? Geologists also play a very important role over there. And what will have, can you, PPT, can you, please share materials, tools, videos, recording to do technical analysis and relevant free open source software. Also, it will be helpful if we'll have video recorded demo of the technical analysis. But he has not elaborated on what kind of, in which area he is looking for tool available on open source. Like if you are looking for the flood forecasting, then the open source, it is rainfall is available. Similarly, there are many tools available for rainfall runoff analysis, which you can employ. And if you are looking for dam break analysis, then tools available like HackRAS and Hack HMS. For design flood also Hack HMS and many other tools available. For GIS based, QGIS freely available. So many tools are available. I don't know, you have not specifically asked anything, but many tools are available. Please explain preparation of O&M manual for gated and ungated reservoirs. So I think when your detailed webinar will take place on this issue, they will definitely cover on the guidelines of O&M manual. Sir, can we get material for Dharma training in advance so that it will be better results? So whenever Dharma training is being conducted by either NDSA or NWA, probably we are always sharing the material, related materials. Am I right, Chaskarji?
Sir, yes, sir. We always share the material in the form of Google link, because that is not any PPT type of thing, but all the presentations by the presenter we share through the link, sir. We have already shared it to our participants earlier. But that link also we can share in next session on 12th is to be Dharma only. So on that day we will also share that.
Somebody has asked on the desilting, if any dam has been desilted in India to increase the capacity of dam. Well, desilting, complete desilting, I think nowhere it has been done and practically is not possible also. But some of the dam owners, they employed local soil excavation practices like sand mining type of activity to this to desilt their dams. But on large scales, none of them has been desilted as of now. Somebody has asked me how we can evaluate a score of dam safety risk index as it should be minimum 500. It is not minimum. Dam safety risk is consists of two proxies, fragility index and potential indexes, indices. So each index is having 500 score, and how this 500 score is determined, I have already explained it details. There are three subcategories. Similarly, for potential index, there are three subcategories. So based on that, one has to evaluate the indices.
Okay, okay, sir. Understood. I understood.
Okay.
पेन रहने दीजिए सबका सबका रहने दीजिए पेन कोई भी क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता है
Please share the reputed agencies institute for carrying out EAP and EWS. I think this question is not relevant for this webinar. I think I've already says is the NDSA will review and approve the qualitative risk analysis conducted by the dam owners. Definitely, once it is cleared from the state's QM group, then it will come to central level where NDSS team QM group will also evaluate it. But they will not change the score. They will again send back if they found anything erroneous. Is there any role of CDSE as per the clause 38 starts only after completing the risk indexing and prioritizing dam for quality? That this is a procedure for CDSE, which has been already I have discussed how it is to be done in 3 stages. Then there is some unverified says general assessment of hydrological and hydraulic condition, review design as specified dam as per the clause. What would be the minimum interval between conduct two successive? So minimum interval is already defined. We have prepared one regulation, and one can always see the interval time in which design failure has to be reviewed. If certain unusual conditions developed where you have information that design storm has been changed drastically, then you can do it earlier also, and regulation helps. Regulation also has clause, relevant clause for that. In normal case, can we have used zonal seismic parameters for evaluating the seismic safety of the dam instead of site-specific parameters? Well, I think for that we have a very clear guidelines. One can look into NCSDP guidelines, and we have a regulation also on dam safety, which is also available on all the regulations are available on Dharma portal download section also, which is available to the public. One can download all these regulations. So there is a relevant regulation on seismic parameter estimation also, and procedure also, which kind of dam are subjected to site specific seismic parameter estimation is also well defined on those regulations. The owner of a specific dam shall make a cause to be met comprehensive dam make or cause to be made comprehensive dam safety evaluation for each specific through an independent panel of experts constituted as per the regulation for the purpose of defining the condition of the specified dam and its reservoir. Do the independent panel of experts has to conduct the seismic review, design flood review, dam break analysis as part of the dam comprehensive dam safety evaluation? If so, what would be the roughly duration required to be provided to the panel of experts? Well, it will be definitely, I have already said, one cannot fix beforehand what would be the time period for conducting the CDSE, because it all depends what are the outcomes of tier 1 and tier 2 exercise, what kind of the potential failure modes are there, what is the credible failure modes, and based on that, if you have, suppose you find the potential failure mode is related to seismic, then you have to do all sort of studies related to seismic evaluation to negate that potential failure modes, or to prepare the safety plans against that potential failure. So it all depends what kind of the situation you are having for the project. What are the major studies evaluation to be conducted under the scope of hydraulic experts in the comprehensive dam safety evaluations? The situation may arise where you need to do the mathematical modeling for the estimation of capacity of spillways also. There may be a situation where you need to do flood routing, where there may be a situation where you need to estimate the downstream channel capacity. So if I don't know who is asking, an expert should know all these things. Please share the Excel tool also, which Jain sir was talking. Well, this Excel tool is available for the dam owners who are supposed to do tier 1 access. What are the limitations of FI and PI for the specific dams? Well, this is a broad-based. If we are talking about FI and PI, it could be applicable to both tier 1 exercise and tier 2 exercise. So tier 1 exercise, we are evaluating it broad-based, where we are assigning the proxies. So the proxies itself brings subjectivity, and that is the limitations. And for the PI also, we are going for the broad-based population at risk estimation. We are not going for exact kind of population at risk based analysis. And the dam break is also simplified kind of analysis. And also many aspects of for the fragility index, we are not taking the detailed seismic parameters. We are not taking the detailed foundation properties. Whatever is available on readily we are not going evaluating anything based on the certain laboratory test or field test. So those are the limitations of the tier 1 exercise. The documentation Excel tool and keys for selection of the parametric value of each parameters for RRA. That is available in the tool itself, and keys for which, for certain things, whenever we are giving the training on this rapid risk exercise, that is tier 1 exercise, we have prepared frequently asked questions, which deals number of questions where people have queries, and we have prepared how to reply those questions. Like suppose you are having a query related to seismic parameter itself, then you have to evaluate if seismic parameters are not available with you, readily available, then we have, based on the current seismic parameters, we have given the 4 conditions, 4 categories, where you can based on the zone classification of the IS code, we have categorized, and we have tried to answer how to reply, how to answer this question in our FAQ, and that FAQ is also available. Similarly, for say in case of earthen dams, whether filter is available or not, these kind of questions where no documentation is available with the dam owners, we have tried to help them how to reply those such questions. So if documentation is available, I don't think any tab in the Excel based tool or web based tool is unanswerable, because these tools require information from the documents itself and the existing conditions, which is the information available through your regular inspections. So
Yes,
you
sir.
can one can always answer existing conditions tabs through available inspections, and design parameters through DPR, through the design documents, safety plans which you have always available with you, whether EAP is available, whether dam back study has been done, whether instrumentation is available. All this information, the person who is operating the dam, person who is involved in the operation of the dams, they always know it. They always have access to all these information, and they can easily answer them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Is there any institutional programs, guidelines, or training programs for hydromechanical components like design aspects of all types of gates and their repairs, maintenance, and rehabilitations? I think NWA keep on conducting training on design of hydromechanical equipments, which are usually employed in structures, and aspects of all type of gates and their repair. And all these things are what kind of gates are available, how to design them, where to deploy them. All these aspects are covered in all trainings which are related to hydromechanical. And I think NWA will be very happy to share information on these aspects. Maintenance and rehabilitations. It's a major issue, maintenance and rehabilitations. I think in due course, in consultation with the experts in HM and in consultation with the state governments, dam owners, I think we have intention, NDSA has intention to develop a SOP for maintenance and rehabilitation of hydromechanical components also. As on that, we are asking all the dam owners that after every 10 years, all hydromechanical components should be tested through NDT, non-destructive type of testing, and so that they know what is the condition of the weld joints, what is the condition of the bolts, what are the condition of rivets, what is the condition of the skin plate, and what is the condition of lubrications, chains which are many old dams which are using chains for operating their gates, and there are incidences of snapping of those chains which have lead to the failure of dams. So if you conduct NDT periodically, and if you conduct examination of the hydromechanical equipments, those things can be taken care very easily.
Jain Sahab, I would like to inform all the participants that we are going to conduct indeed one 5-day face-to-face program on hydromechanical equipment, wherein we are going to cover design aspects as well as maintenance aspects of the hydromechanical equipment. And I will request all the participants that whenever such program is conducted in a physical mode by NWA later part of this year, they can join. Moreover, many of the questions that are being asked in this webinar, we have a detailed webinar later on, because it is a webinar series. Like say, for example, one webinar is devoted specifically for the hydromechanical equipment. So I would request all the participants who are interested in the specific topics, we will be having a special webinar down the line. The schedule of the webinar will be shared with all of you. Starting from today's webinar, we have a special webinar on hydrological review, dam break analysis, emergency action plan, sedimentation, hydromechanical equipment, so on and so forth, on inspection. on dharma. So many of the doubts that participants may be having related to a specific subject would be cleared in a much more detail in those seminars as well.
Thank you. For quantitative risk analysis, we require failure data set. Is the database available or is it being prepared? You know, this failure data set is not something which is which can be beforehand one can tell. When you do inspection, when you do this tier 1 exercise, where you will be answering or you will be assigning weightage to all these conditions, all these conditions ultimately will lead to a failure mode, where you will be able to know that this project can fail through hydromechanical equipments, through foundation failure, through material failure, or through some existing sliding plane in the foundation, or through reduced discharging capacity of the spillway, or through increase in the design flood value itself. So all those failure modes are developed through regular inspections, and ultimately those failure modes are analyzed to establish the critical failure mode or credible failure mode, and for that you go for the detailed design analysis. Are there any emerging trends in dam failures or safety incidents that concern you? How you are adapting to address this? Well, it's a very good question. If I say trends, in our country, we have more than 85% dams are earthen dams. And out of those earthen dams, about 80% dams are ungated dams, where you don't have any control of their operations. So mostly earthen dams fails due to poor operation and poor maintenance. So if a state government, dam safety owners, dam owners, if they do proper operation and maintenance of the dams, earthen dams, then we can have a larger safety profile in the country, a better profile, safety profile. As of now, country has not faced any major dam failure on account of earthquake. Material failure, earthen dam, concrete dam, they have sustained all environmental forces, all hydraulic loads, and the earthquake forces. As of now, there is no reported incident for that. However, many earthen dams have failed on account of overtopping incidents, because they didn't have proper design of design flood. Due to this, even this year, 2 dams, I think Pedavagu Dam in Telangana and one dam in Maharashtra, they failed due to overtopping incidents. And some dams failed due to foundation failures, operation and maintenance failures. There are incidences, but largely it is operation and maintenance. Is the NDSA will review and approve the qualitative risk? This I think I already answered. Sir, we need tools which generate reports, which analysis once we enter all the instrumentation data. For this, I think all the supplier of the instrumentation, they always help you in extracting the information. They will give you the data set. Ultimately, dam owner or their dam safety unit, they have to develop a methodology, a concept note, where they can use those information for the dam safety. I am always asking all dam owners, prepare, whenever you are installing some instrument, please prepare a concept note that this instrument, how this instrument is going to be used for dam safety. So like suppose you are having an uplift pressure instrument in the gallery of a concrete dam, then you can plot always the how the uplift pressure diagram is behaving. What was the uplift pressure force diagram was adopted during the design, how it is right now it is coming. It will give you information whether your drainage is working or not. So this is how when you prepare a chart of water level versus the dam safety uplift pressure diagram, then you will it will reveal you many information, and then you can use it for the dam safety use. So there is no tool available directly which will give you, which will take you to dam safety. Ultimately, you read the parameter and then you develop a chart through Excel tool, or even the supplier of the instrument can give you some handy tool and the software which will ultimately plot the graphs. But one has to fix threshold limits for those parameters, and those threshold limits comes through designs, through operations. So nobody can give you unless until you yourself, your design team, fix those threshold limits. Then only you can use that instrument properly for your dam safety. And this is a huge gray, which I have felt this is a huge gray area, and we all need to work on this. General assessment of hydrologic and hydraulic condition, which mandatory review, which I think I already answered this. Previously in Dharma portal, we can see the details like how much entries are made. This is from Chhattisgarh, CDS. Soon we are updating this Dharma portal, and you will get this information in your report generation. So we'll be providing you that tool. Specified dams only based on the height lacks typical dam failures like a catchment area, spillway. Well, pump storage PSP which are not built across any tributary or any river are not as per the act defined as the definition of dam. So that's why Dharma portal is not incorporating those kind of structures which are not across the river. Every day, dam owners shall have this risk index as many projects are of more than 20 years old. Please share the PPT for preparing risk index. We have already shared the tool with the all dam owners, and they are estimating risk based on that. DSO KSEB. I think this tool, which right now, which we are calling as rapid risk screening tool, is the same tool which we have developed with the help of World Bank experts. And I hope you must be having latest version available with you. And I think our regional director South is already planning a training exercise for the Kerala people somewhere in mid-November. Is there any independent panel of experts or any independent organization like CWC who conduct investigation, evaluation for present state of dam condition, advise probable remedies accordingly? There are many agencies, many experts, list of experts we have also updated in our Dharma portal as well as NDSA website, as it is also available in CWC website. You can use expertise of those experts. You can have some agencies also if they can give you your desired results. So there is no bar from NDSA side. And Mukherjee, C. KGBO, Hyderabad. During my recent visit to Sri Salem on Krishna, I interacted with the dam officials. They said the state government is not keeping enough budget for the upkeep O&M of the dam since past year. I found leakage also, painting not done properly. Is there any way out by creating a national fund sort of measures for important projects like this? Nagarjun Sagar, okay. I think ministry is also taking off note of this kind of things, and we have already DRIP program is going on through which we are central government is providing funds also, and under the DRIP program, states or participating agency they select the dam, and for those dams this funding procedure is available. However, those dams, those agencies which have not participated in DRIP, the funds are not available for them. And in future, I think ministry will take care of this. And I think there is already some plan is going on for that. In artificial reservoir where the water storage will be done by pumping only. I already stated there's such reservoir which are not across the river or tributary. They are not they are not classified as dam as per the Dam Safety Act. For minor irrigation type 10 to 15, the minimum instrumentation required and also carrying out DB and EAP is required. Minimum instrumentation, we have already regulation for this. You can go through it. Any dam which falls in specified category dams is to fulfill the condition of minimum instrumentation. Whenever you put instrumentation, please develop a concept note which takes you to the dam safety through these instruments. Simply putting an instrumentation for fulfilling the Dam Safety Act provision will not serve for the dam safety purpose. So please develop a concept note for this. Can you recommend any software for rainfall modeling? That is, I think, at this forum, that is not the right forum to answer such kind of question, because there are many commercial softwares also. There are many open softwares. Many softwares available. You can search them and you can take help of any experts in that field also. Sir, it will helpful if we get recorded video demo of each analysis so that we can replicate such dam break analysis, stability analysis, flood. Well, there is no off-the-shelf information available. These all are the specialized exercise where you need certain expertise. So if you do if you develop that expertise, then you will not need any shelf material for carrying out. However, many material, many online training courses are also available in this field. One can always take help of those available information. It will helpful if we get recorded from, okay. What is the frequency of instrumentation in dams and barrages? All these are, depends on what kind of structures you are having, what information you want to extract from this. And for minimum instrumentation, we already have one regulation. You can take help of that instrumentation. And the reading of information is also covered, at what frequency those instrumentation should be read, how this information is to be communicated. For that also regulation is available. For dams with vertical gates, there are many problems associated. How to tackle? I think you will have one elaborate course. As Chaskar Sahab has already mentioned, you can attend that course. The Vaniya Dam surplus lands are there. For what purpose they are taken? Excess lands for construction. Very specific question, not fit for this webinar. Our state, Gujarat, is planning a dam across a region of the Gulf. Such dam is under technical feasibility phase, and as per the current provisions, it won't fall in the specified dams. DSA provisions may be modified accordingly so that one conceptualize it can be monitored as per the DSA. Already Act is there. Change in Act requires many things. It's an elaborate process which one cannot tweak provision of DSA so easily. So it is a something for future. If something happens, some development takes place, you will come to know. What is the tier 1 exercise of risk analysis? How dam owner can enroll for the SAM? This is JKS PDC, and I will reply you personally. We are going to conduct a online exercise for this. I think on this month only, between 8 to 15 November, and we will inform you. So that's all. I think I have covered all the questions in chat. Thank you very much. So,
Can sir, और दो questions अभी आए हैं. Please have a look. There are 2 questions now sent by somebody.
how to
How
control?
frequent the sediment analysis is required?
How frequent sediment analysis is required? That is a timeline for which we have asked you to do the bathymetry survey. 10 years and before, as per the site conditions. Regulation is there. You can see that regulations. As per my memory, it is 10 years, but you have to check it through regulation, because I may be wrong in exact number. But we have a regulation for that. How to control the leakages in earthen dam even after cement grouting in upper Mane Dam in Telangana state, which one has to inspect the dam. But general guidelines I can give you. Cement grouting in an earthen dam may not be very successful, because it all depends the pore size of that. So it all depends. One has to visit, one has to see the material properties, and based on that, we have to deploy the measures. There could be a condition where you need to put some redesigned filter material on the downstream side, or there may be a condition where you need to put some certain cut-off material, or some other membrane sort of structure. It all depends on the conditions. So there are many solutions available. One has to inspect that, and then only one can give the solution for that. Venkatraman, Telangana State Irrigation. I think I have answered those questions also.
Are now over.
Yes. So,
Yeah, one last question has been popped up now. Then please have a look.
Okay. Is there any national case study book about dam failure or leakage plug of all type of dams? I think many case studies are available. CBIP has also published many documentation related to Sardar Sarovar Dam, and I remember some other dams also. So case studies are available for certain dams, but not for all the dams.
But I think this is a very good suggestion. We have a compilation of case studies. I mean, from the NDSA side, I mean, even NWA can also chip in because if you have a compilation of
Yes, yes. We can have, as our state can become partner in that. So dam owner and a specific state, they can share the material, and we can develop a pool which will ultimately can develop relevant material.
There is one more question from Dr. Hema Malini.
Whether desilting of dams are done in any dams of India to increase the, I already answered this. Certain dams, a limited sand mining of exercise is being done, but not on large scale to which can completely desilt the dams. Desilting I think, is a gray area where not a single perfect method available for desilting, and it is a very whatever methods available in the literature like dredging and those things, very costly methods, and one has to look into all economics, methods, equipments available, location, site distance to deploy those methods, but a very few cases where sand mining in the upper reaches of the reservoir is being employed.
One such case study, not really for the reservoir in a big way, but the Khadakpasa Reservoir, which is very near to National Water Academy, there one NGO with CSR funds tried some desilting on the sides actually, not in the from the middle of the reservoir, and they were showcasing it as a good case study using CSR funds. But yes, it was also in a limited way.
Yes,
not
yes.
really desilting of the reservoir.
It is always done on the fringe of the reservoir.
Reservoir.
And many other dams. I remember this Rajasthan on Banas River, when the Bisalpur Dam, they employed it. I think then some environmental issue occurred. Tiri also they employed sometimes such sand mining. So, but it's a very limited. I mean,
It's very small.
very small scale.
I think the cost is a major factor which comes into play whenever it is planned as a.
What happens, the silt, when it stays in the reservoir for a longer period, it becomes hugely highly consolidated, and become dredging and employing other methods becomes very, very difficult. The only best methods which right now we have adopted in our design practice, where we are providing low level sluice spillways, and if you keep on flushing and sluicing, then you can pass the silt down from the reservoir on regular basis, and you can prolong reservoir life. But those mechanical methods, dredging, sand mining on large scales, are, I think, very costly affairs and not proven very successful.
There are few questions are again coming up.
Is there any implementation done in India using geomembrane for earthen dams after construction to arrest leakage, seepage? After construction, when Garadha Dam, which we rehabilitated, where we put the membrane on earthen dam on the front face. But let me tell you, one has to be very careful when one is using membrane kind of structure, because they are very vulnerable to the environment, especially to UV rays. And in case they are not placed properly, there could be number of punctures, which ultimately can further increase the erosion of the downstream material. So only in my memory, only one case which I use is Garda Dam, which successfully, where we used for rehabilitate one portion of the dam which was washed away during first filling. Then we built that section again with a good kind of materials, and there were some doubts on the construction qualities also. There were apprehension of having large pockets due to poor compaction. Then to mitigate those, we used a membrane and on the front side, and we put some upstream cutoff also through grouting. But as a third layer, a safeguard, we also put a graded filter on the downstream side. So we took many precautions in rehabilitating those dams. So that is the only case which I know in my memory. But there are cases where people have used geotextile material on the downstream side to control the phreatic line which was intersecting the downstream face. So they created a filter by geotextile, and they rebuilt the downstream face again to control or to have the phreatic line within the dam body. Many cases available in the dam throughout the world.
Sir, previous to that, 2-3 questions are also there. Previous to that, what you have answered now. One question is just before that, sir, what you have answered. For a zonal embankment, large dams, any seepage discharge limitations?
Codal provision is there for that. It all depends. Means you are looking seepage through foundation, you are looking seepage through dam body. When we are having a zonal embankment, usually there is a clay core which is having a permeability value of 10⁻⁻⁷ centimeter per second of that order. So it is almost impermeable. Through foundation also there is a limitation which is governed by the design consideration of exit gradients. One cannot allow exit gradient to beyond a certain limits, and based on those criteria, one has to look how much seepage you can allow.
There is another question. Yeah.
We observe seepage in 13 cusecs in FRL in some dam, Lingan Makali Dam. So, 13 cusec flood value, seepage value, one has to analyze this based on the design consideration. But if you convert them into Leuven value, then still you can have some idea. Because Leuven value is just in depth per second, where some limits are available based on that. One can have certain idea whether this cusec value, 13 cusec value is good enough or not. Because cusec value, for that you need to multiply it area of the face, seeping face. And so without looking at that, one cannot arrive at a permissible value. Earth rock fill dams constructed without consolidation are dangerous. People on downstream are afraid of them. True, every type of dam needs to go through certain quality construction. There are methodology available to construct them. And if even our Dam Safety Act asks that all the under construction dam, they have to follow the certain quality measures, certain quality procedures laid down in available BIS codes, international guidelines, CWC guidelines, and DSA guidelines. And we have a regulation on that also.
I think we have covered most of the questions. I'm sure there won't be attend to the questions because people are so keen to know about various aspects and issues. But I'm sure they will get a chance further when we go for the detailed webinars every week. I would request all the participants to attend all the webinars. The next webinar is on 12th of November on Dharma, because we NWA conducted many programs on Dharma, but there are changes now. There are few updations, a few modifications in the system, and even the people who have attended the trainings earlier, I would advise them also that they should attend the webinar on 12th of November. So thanks a lot to Jain Saab for his very lucid presentation and also handling the question answer session. In fact, question answer session itself is very good for capacity building because many new questions come up, many things come up which are not covered in the presentation. So finally, I will hand it over to Dasa for concluding and giving vote of thanks.
Sir, it took almost 1 hour or more than that for question answer. So thank you, Jain Saab, for having patience also and answering all the questions. Many of them are almost critical type of questions which only experienced people can answer. So here I am thanking him for this elaborate discussion on this topic of this dam safety implementation, and almost this session question answers covered all the topics pertaining to next sessions also. So we'll have a detailed question answer there also, and really we are thankful to Sri Jain Saab on the part of NWA, on the part of all the participants. That means he has spared his time for delivering such a nice lecture and a nice presentation. I am thankful to Sri Chaskar sir also for his inaugural address, and he has elaborated a lot in this address itself and discussed about all the next programs of this NWA regarding this Dam Safety Act. And I am thankful to all the participants who have joined this training program, this webinar series, and we are hopeful that most of you will be available during next sessions also. Sir, one more information just I want to give, that we will not be issuing any certificate to somebody was asking on the this question and answer. Question session, this in chat box. So we are not going to issue any certification for this webinar series. So just for information to the participants, and our will end this session with the hope that in next session these participants will be in more numbers, because our Google Sheet is still open. We are always open. More people can join in the next session also, and our next session will be on the this Dharma portal only. As Chaskar said that this portal has been updated and still in updation form. So what we have done, almost 5 to 6 trainings we conducted on Dharma portal, almost covered everything, but a few updates is under process. And on the 12th of this month, the same timing will be the same from 10:30 to 12:45, and we'll be having so. So thank you very much. Thank you all.